that, our predominant guest, who's going to be talking about malaria. She's a public health expert. Clinical and community engagement is her forte, and she's also the founder and CEO of Vision of Hope. About over a decade plus of experience doing this work. SHUNDALE, Marceline B. Ayubi, you're welcome. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Well, glad to have you here on the program. The theme of this year's Malaria Day is Malaria Ends With Us, Reinvent, Reimagine, Reignite.
Yes.
What does that theme mean to you?
Coming out with new strategies on how to prevent malaria.
Yes.
Coming out with research opportunities that can help us to eradicate this life-threatening disease.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get to the brass tacks of what we're about to say today. Is malaria still a cause for concern in Cameroon? Would you say that? Because some people are under the assumption, because they've not had malaria for 1 year, that everything is okay.
It is a call for concern.
Yes.
It is a serious call for concern, because we keep having the malaria cases every day. Yeah. In as much as there are preventive measures that have been put in place, the community is being sensitized. They don't take that seriously because of the myths, the misconceptions they have about malaria.
What are some of these myths and misconceptions?
Somebody thinking that maybe because they had malaria before, they cannot have malaria again. Mm-hmm. Somebody thinking that because they are taking a treatment of malaria, they are immunized for life. Yeah.
But then what do you tell people when you go to these communities to educate them on preventive measures that may not be home, because Alice will be talking about some home remedies we need to know about. But in the community setting, what can they do?
The community setting, they should be able to manage the environment well. Yeah. That is the first thing, because if the environment is not well managed, they are going to be exposed, and these mosquitoes will get into the homes. Yeah. So they would have to clear the drainage, make sure that water can flow off easily, clear any flower jars that are around the compound. It's good, we have the flower jars, they beautify the compound, but when there is rainfall or water is thrown off into those places, it settles there, and it is a breeding space for mosquitoes.
Okay, so in the community, what are some of the issues these people talk about prevention? What's stopping them from preventing? What's stopping them from following their treatment? What do they tell you?
Most often, they think malaria is not a fatal disease. So because of the fact that they don't see malaria as something that can kill, they tend to neglect. They tend to neglect because when they are diagnosed early enough, they get the treatment and they are fine. But for those that are poorly managed, poorly treated, you will see them getting into severe cases. They become anemic, especially children who will fall sick. They are unable to express themselves, like, I am sick. They keep playing around. They have fever maybe in the night, and in the morning they are fine. And then the parents will just neglect. Before they take these children to the hospitals, they are already at an anemic stage, because with the high fevers, there is breakdown of red blood cells in the system, and the child becomes anemic.
No, that's so true. Another thing is the treatment process. What are some things you want to highlight to Cameroonians this morning? Possibly taking their own medication without going to see the doctor. Are there certain things that we're doing we need to stop when it comes to treating malaria?
Yes, we need to stop, because we create a lot of resistance for our systems when we take this treatment when they are not prescribed for us. Actually, when we become sick and the same medications are given to us, our systems are already used to that medication, and there is some sort of resistance, and you are unable to get treated by it. So we need to stop taking medications just by ourselves. Like yesterday, we were in the community of Simbok for malaria testing. You know, this week we're all talking about malaria, and we have cases that have been poorly treated. Somebody goes into a medicine store and presents symptoms and signs of malaria to the person selling, and what the person was given was metronidazole, diclofenac, and paracetamol. You see, when they take this, they go home, they think that the fever would certainly subside.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that the parasite is no longer in your bloodstream. The parasite keeps multiplying. And by the time you go back to the hospital, you would have been in the severe stage of the malaria, and it will be more costly for you. So we advise people not to get treatment out of hospital.
Absolutely.
Always struggle to consult before you can get treatment.
Let's talk about the malaria vaccine. What should Cameroonians know about it? Especially those people who are like, the vaccines and me don't go together. That's what some people say. And the vaccine will cause more problems to me. What would you tell a person like that?
I want to tell Cameroonians that the government is doing a lot to help us prevent this disease that has killed millions of people, not only in Cameroon but worldwide. That is why it is a call for concern, because it is a global disease, and Cameroon is one of those endemic areas where we constantly have this disease. So having the vaccine, if you are refusing the malaria vaccine, why do you take that for BCG? Against tuberculosis? Why do you take that for poliomyelitis? Why do you take that for diarrhea, rota? So it is true they have some side effects,
yes,
but the advantage of taking the vaccine outweighs the disadvantage, the minimal side effects that they will present. So I'll advise everybody to give their children the opportunity to take this vaccine, because when they take these vaccines in combination with the oral treatment that is given, that is the intermittent preventive treatment for malaria for children and also for pregnant women, it helps them have a greater immunity against this parasite.
Thank you so much. Stay with us, Marceline. We've just been joined by the lovely Alice Bay. Good morning, Alice.
Good morning.
Okay, it's time for tips and ideas, and we're back with Alice's take on malaria prevention at home. Alrighty, Alice Bay.
Yep.
What do you have for us? Some home remedies, right?
Of course, very, very necessary, because malaria, as our doctor rightly said, is a life-threatening disease, and so we need to get those mosquitoes out of our living homes, so we could not get them bite us any longer. So I'm going to give some tips on how you can get rid of these mosquitoes. First of all, we have the mosquito spray. Some people do burn moon tigers in their home, a stick of moon tigers. I think you know how to use it. You burn a stick of moon tiger, you get them flying away out of your house. You can also wear some long sleeve dresses, comfortable sleeping clothes, really very soft for children or even for senior people. When you get yourself well protected at night, mosquitoes don't really have access to your body. Some people have the mosquito spray. You have the firebomb type. An example of it, you have the firebomb spray. You can get it in some supermarkets around town. You spray the house 4 hours ahead of time to enable the smell get out before you get into your house to sleep. Some people might use a mixture of vinegar and hazel oil and essential oil. If you mix it together, shake it very well, and then you sprinkle it around the house. They don't like the smell. You see them flying out of the house. Yeah, we can also have to burn eucalyptus leaves. Yeah, you get to burn it in a small container, and you just move around the house with it. You see them flying out because they don't support the smell of eucalyptus leaves. You can also use your mosquito net. Using your mosquito net, so some people don't know how to use it. They have a bed, they still complain. How do you fit in the net? Make sure you lift up the mattress and you send the net under the mattress. That's between the mattress and the bed. You must make sure you fit it in well in such a way that the mosquitoes don't have any infiltrative hole that they can get to you. And then when you're sleeping, don't go too close to the net, because they can come and...
How do I know where my body is going at night?
Yeah, you should know. You should prevent that yourself. Don't go and sleep too close to the net, because you can see pass through the net with a long pick, and it will suck you very well. And they are used to, they know how to extract some blood from you and inject that mosquito malaria gem into your body. Now, some people can use mosquito mosquito repellents, just like this one. This is the one I have at home. I usually use it when I want to go to bed. Some people can also have it.
Where do you spray it? On your body?
I spray it on my body.
Okay.
Yeah, I spray it on my body before going to bed. You can get they fly around, but they have the means to land on you.
I'll get your perspective on all of this in a bit.
Yeah. You can also keep your house clean.
Yeah.
Some people are used to sleeping clothes inside their bath. It is very wrong. Don't steep clothes when you are not ready to wash them. You might steep clothes an hour or two before washing them. If you know you don't have time to do your laundry, fold the dirty clothes and put them in a waste basket that you're going to take it from there and wash when you're ready. Don't steep them and keep them in the bath for 3 days, 2 or even a week. Some people do it, start smelling. That brings in mosquitoes. It's a living place for mosquitoes. They call around the clothes and then they get to bite the children at home. Some people might use fan to send away mosquitoes in their rooms, even in their house. Others may prefer the air conditioner. They can put it on to send out the mosquitoes. Some people can use the egg cells. I don't know. That's the best so far.
What?
It is egg cells. Where they sell eggs. That it's a square element. They used to put eggs to sell in supermarkets.
Okay.
If you get just a piece of it and you burn it, it catches fire very fast. And the smell goes viral in the house. And you see the mosquitoes flying out because they don't stand it at all.
Why? Is it what it's made of?
It's made of an element that mosquitoes don't withstand. Not at all. That's a traditional way and one of the best methods to send mosquitoes out of your house. Okay. You can also avoid keeping when you're cleaning the house. Always go to these small hidings. Don't exempt certain corners in the house. Go to where you think your hands cannot reach, or places where you have packed.
Some people have not swept under the couch for years.
Places you have packed things and you want to believe it's difficult for you to get there. If you go there, you just see a mosquito flying out. They love those hidings where they believe you can't send your hand, you can't reach out to them. If you go cleaning the house, you just see one of them flying out from such places. So we should always have the tendency of cleaning and going extra miles when we want to clean our homes. We also have the issue of closing our doors. You should close your doors and windows latest 4 in the evening, because most at times they start flying into the house within that time. As from 4, 5, 6, they start flying into the house, because you can't just close the house eventually all the time. Let ventilation.
But you know when to close.
And so when you open the doors and windows to get ventilation, you should know from 4 in the evening, you should start closing your doors and your windows. And some people also have this tendency of putting net on the doors and windows, which is also good. It's also good. And then you should avoid bursting it, because there are some nets that they get expire and you see them tearing off.
Oh, especially when they're too old.
When they're too old, they start tearing. So you either replace them when you see them getting old, or you just avoid children from getting holes on the nets that might make the mosquitoes fly through the holes into the house. So,
Thank you so much, Alice Bay. Marceline, what are your thoughts on this? Is there anyone that is a thumbs down or thumbs up?
No, I think she has said it right.
Yeah.
Concerning the egg shelves where they put the eggs to sell. Most often when they burn it, the smoke is actually what sends the mosquitoes away. So if you get something, the smoke.
What about the products on the body? Is it harmful or is it okay?
I don't think they are harmful. They might have a long-term side effect, but you will not see it immediately. And those cases will be rare. Not to everybody. So if you are allergic, maybe your skin is allergic to some particular product, you should be able to examine what is that repellent made of, so that you are sure that there is not any ingredient there that is that you are allergic to.
Absolutely. And then the bed nets. What do you want to tell Cameroonians concerning the bed nets?
Bed nets, we keep telling them, good management. Clean your nets, mend the holes that are on the net, stock in the nets when you want to sleep, tie them up in the morning, and ensure that you stay in the net throughout the night. And when you sleep, like she mentioned, don't go very close to the net. Sleep at the center of the bed. If you're at the center of the bed, even if you roll throughout the night, it will be very difficult to stick yourself to the net, because they can still bite through in the night. But then people always say, I did not get the mosquito buzzing on my ears. So how is it that I am?
I was busy biting you.
But the Anopheles mosquito doesn't make noise. So it will bite you silently. While you're sleeping, those ones that carry the parasite, they don't make noise.
Good to know. Thank you so much, Marceline. Let's